Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tony Whitbeck. I'm the CEO of Key Management Group, and with me today is Shane Harvey. He's our Director of Outsourcing. And welcome to our webinar today entitled Creating a New Client Experience Through Outsourcing. I'm going to take you through the majority of today's content, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A at the end of the session, and then I'll bring Shane in to answer any specific questions that you have. Before I jump into the content, though, I'd like to give you just a brief overview of the services that we offer at Key Management Group. So we really offer a comprehensive set of services to help advisors get organized, to grow their business, and or to transition their financial advisory practice. We have 3 different assessment tools. We have our free online practice assessment, which anyone can go to our website and take the assessment, and then we'll follow up with a free 30-minute consultation. We do an in-depth practice assessment, and this is where we go deep into the practice. We interview all the members of the team, and we provide you with a written deliverable as to our assessment and next steps that you should take. We offer a business valuation, and we do hundreds of evaluations a year, not only for advisors but for financial institutions that provide funding for acquisitions. And we also provide them for other broker-dealers as well. We offer a whole host of services. We have our strategic leadership package, which is designed for the owner of the financial advisory practice. We have our operational performance package, which is geared around fixing a number of issues in the operations of a practice. So we're going to identify 2 or 3 pain points, and then we'll contract to work with you to fix those over roughly a 6-month time frame. We have our complete practice management program, which we really go deep into the practice, and we work with both the advisor and the staff around operational issues. So we'll bring best practices around roles and responsibilities, workflows and processes, and all of our best practices. And then we do outsourcing. We do financial plan production and client meeting preparation, which I'm going to talk about today. We do acquisition and legacy consulting, where we charge an hourly rate to help you with anything related to succession. We offer 2 turnkey continuity plans to help protect your practice in the event of death or disability. And then we have our advisor legacy platform, and this is where we help people buy and sell practices. So as you can see, we really have a comprehensive set of solutions, and no matter what your need, chances are we have a solution to fix it. So let's dig now into the content for today, which is around the client experience. So it's both the market and the financial advisor's service that can impact wealth. There was a recent Vanguard study that showed that financial advisors may add about 3 percentage points of the value in a net portfolio return over time. So the question becomes, how can that be the case? What is it that financial advisors do that can add to the portfolio's return? Well, one is helping clients stick to a long-term plan. Advisors are going to help clients from avoiding avoid the panic sell-off. We're going to, as an advisor, track additions and withdrawals from the account. We're going to help them save for specific goals, identify and mitigate risk, recommend tax strategies, explain different product types, review on a regular basis their goals, and adjust strategies as necessary. Listen and answering questions, and listening is such an important part of our role. And then working with the beneficiaries, especially during the transition from a death. In order to learn more about client service, we went out to the internet and we went to Yelp, and we found someone named Michael, and he was one of the most reviewed financial advisors on Yelp. And so we wanted to find out why he received so many high ratings from different clients, and what exactly were his clients looking for. So here's some quotes. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read the highlights. So he's very thorough, asked the right questions, presented a detailed analysis of my assets. Mike helped us get organized. He's super patient, the right amount of guidance and options. He is patient and a great listener, a comprehensive analysis of our asset allocation. He organized everything, delivered a comprehensive financial plan. So you can see there's really some consistencies. The question is, how do you actually box this stuff up? Well, it's kind of difficult in the financial services industry because our advice is different than buying a car. You can't necessarily see it, you can't touch it, you can't put it in a box, you can't press the demo button, and customers really don't know necessarily what they're buying until after they get it from us. So then the question becomes, well, how do we market and how do we sell it? How do we sell our advice services? Well, our proposition is that you treat it like a product. Most brands have physical products that clients tie their feelings to. So when you look at some of these logos, you see Starbucks, McDonald's, Brita, BMW, and Nike. And all of these different logos or these different brands bring a certain feeling when you look at those. So when you see the Starbucks logo, you think of a cup of hot coffee. McDonald's, the Big Mac. BMW, luxury vehicle. Nike, tennis shoes. And Brita, that clean pitcher of water. So the brand experience really lies in the memory of the customers, and it's triggered and linked to the products that are produced by that brand. So our challenge is figuring out how can we take a set of experiences or memories or feelings and put it into a box to have that great client experience. So my question to you is, what is your brand? Christy Nordheim, who's a marketing strategist who writes about products and services, writes, a consumer who receives excellent financial advice may feel quite satisfied, but those feelings may not be associated with any particular object. So capitalizing upon the good experiences that clients have from financial services has a unique challenge because there's really no tangible product. So here's some unique challenges of creating a brand experience. And marketing a physical product is much easier than marketing a service. So I'm going to compare golf clubs to financial advising service. So in both cases, the golf club and the financial advice is going to give the customer a certain feeling. But beyond that, when you get into things like something tangible, the ability to inventory it, the ability to consume it, having something standardized or consistent, these things generally lie more in the case of a physical product like golf clubs than they do in financial advice. But we do believe that there is a way to standardize what we're doing and give the client a certain feeling when you're properly prepared for your appointments. So what are the feelings that clients are craving? And how do we make a product-like experience for those clients? So when we looked at Michael B. on Yelp, the clients were looking for a good listener, someone who's not pushy, a blend of information and guidance, a comprehensive outline, and a feeling of organization. So the question becomes, how do you put that all in a box to create that unique and awesome client experience? Well, the experience is really a combination of both personality and preparation. And so on the continuum, if you see personality at the top and preparation at the bottom, you can see the contributors to a good experience. So at the bottom, it's a feeling of organization, a comprehensive outline, a blend of information, not pushy, and a good listener. So the bottom three are things that we can control and things that we can create a solution for the clients. The top three is more of the personality. This is the advisor themselves. So one of our goals was to create a package or a product that we could provide to the client that gave them a blend of information and guidance, a comprehensive outline, and a feeling of organization. So how do we do that? Well, we provide financial plan production, and we do client meeting preparation, which consists of what we call our advisor meet sheet and our key point client presentation. So these services, all three of them, were designed to provide you with advanced preparation, consistency of product with quality assurance, focused, objective-driven meetings, consolidated, compliant, meaningful data, and extremely satisfied clients who feel that they've been heard. Our services are recommended for the solo practitioner who needs more support but they don't want to hire someone full-time, for small teams who don't have dedicated staff specifically for client meeting preparation or plan writing, and then any size practice regardless of their size that need more organization and consistency in their practice. So we offer two subscription services. One is our financial plan production and the other is client meeting preparation. Our financial planning service includes the initial onboarding. There's an electronic data gathering process. Our analysts do the data inputs. We do a joint case study, and we complete the NAVA plan or confident retirement deliverable. And I'm going to get more into the details here, but those are the highlights. For client meeting preparation, we do a weekly case study. We create the comprehensive advisor meet sheet. We create our meeting deliverable called Key Point. We pull portfolio management reports and advisor workstation reports, and then we provide you with investment models and ongoing analysis. So let's take a look at financial planning first. So when you look at the financial planning process, it begins by an initial meeting between you and our onboarding specialists to walk you through our entire process. At this time, the advisor is introduced to the timeline for financial plan writing and the different deliverable options, and we discuss how many plans per year that you expect to provide to us for us to produce for you. Our staff is set up as a non-registered staff member on your team, which gives us access to your client information. So there are some documents that we're required to complete for team access and the confidentiality agreements. In our second meeting, we're going to discuss goals for a typical plan based upon the ages and situations. So we'll start creating some preferences for your financial plans. We'll select the type of plan that you prefer, and then we'll enter all your preferences into Connect, which is our proprietary practice management platform. We'll then introduce you to 3 members of our team that will be working on your financial plan, and we'll set up a weekly meeting time provided that you're going to give us enough volume, otherwise it will be scheduled as needed. So this is where the process starts, and so the first step is for you to notify us that you have a plan for us to write, and you do that through the plan request cover sheet. Within 5 days, one of our analysts will enter the information and compile the information needed from you and email you a summary. And then we would expect you to reply within another 5 days so that we can prepare for the solution meeting. The next step then is for the advisor and the analyst to review the financial plan for accuracy, appropriateness of recommendations, and then finalize the financial plan. So there's really a 4-step process. Step 1 would be the data entry, and that is in either NAVA plan or the Confident Retirement tool. Our entry is completed in 5 days. The goal coverage is confirmed. The outstanding questions are compiled for the advisor, and then all questions are sent to the advisor in one consolidated email. Step 2 is the data clarification process, and this is where you reply to our outstanding questions. You get a preview of our suggested recommendations, and then the plan is updated with your responses within 5 days. Step 3 is the case solution. This is an online meeting that's held between you and one of our analysts. We're going to review the cash flow for accuracy. All the recommendations get finalized, and then illustrations are prepared for insurance recommendations, and there may be some other deliverables that we prepare as well. The 4th step in the process is to complete the financial plan delivery. So we complete the plan with your input, all the recommendations and illustrations and projections, reprojections. We'll PDF draft that plan and email it to you for your review. And once you review and give us approval for the final draft, then we will close the plan on the corporate system and we'll deliver the plan to you in your Ameriprise box account. We charge between $225 and $300 per financial plan. The price depends upon the type of service and the extent of the service that you want. The average advisor contracts with us for 35 financial plans per year. And we typically produce, it's actually now over 1,000 plans on an annual basis. So our NAVA plan for a comprehensive first-year planning, we charge $300. And for NAVA plan review, we charge $225. And then we have a service called NAVA Plan Live, and this is where we actually present the financial plan to the client through a WebEx session. And we charge $150 an hour for that service. Let's move now on to client meeting preparation. So the process looks fairly similar to financial planning. We begin with an initial meeting between you and our onboarding specialist to walk you through the entire process. You're introduced to our agendas and presentations and reports, and you can see all the different options that are available to you. We'll have to fill out some agreements like the franchise consulting agreement, the team access form, and the confidentiality agreements. And then we're going to collect some information from you about your clients, your client list, your RMD list, and your managed account fee list. These are some things that we'll want to get in the beginning to make sure we're managing these throughout the process. Then you'll select the type of reports and the agenda items that you prefer us to address, and then we'll enter your preferences into our Connect platform. You'll then be introduced to the members of our team that will be working on your cases, and then we'll set up a weekly meeting to go through the case study. So this is where the process starts. So to begin, through Connect, you communicate all of the week's appointments that you want us to work on. Our analysts will then prepare for the meeting, identifying all the opportunities, reviewing the portfolios, pulling reports, and more. And then we have our weekly case collaboration call with the advisor to review all the upcoming cases that have been prepared, and this usually takes about an hour. And this is where we're going to review our agenda that we created, as well as all the opportunities, but we clearly want your input because you know more about the client than we do. So again, there is a process. Step number one is the basic review. So we're going to look at basic suitability in the client profile. We're going to look at total view, the RMD amounts, the RMD fulfillment, IRA contributions, systematic payouts, and premium payments. The second step is we're going to review the financial health. We're going to look at the portfolio allocations, look at balancing of trades, new product offerings that might be available, potential insurance replacements or annuity upgrades, or just flat out new opportunities. Step three is going to be more advisor specific, so there may be some things that you want us to always include in the agenda, maybe asking for referrals or inviting clients to events or completing specific documents. We also want to know some things like, is the client uninsurable or are there some rollover opportunities? And step four is to complete the document delivery. So we're going to complete any additional items that are needed, like insurance illustrations, reprojections, investment reports, a Social Security analyzer, and PMT or Morningstar reports. And we'll package this all up and upload it to your Ameriprise Box account. And so you get the advisor meet sheet for each appointment and the client-facing key point presentation for each appointment, as well as the supporting materials and reports. So during the onboarding process, you receive a detailed flow chart that explains the entire process. This is a sample of our advisor meet sheet. This is a proprietary tool that we've put together. And in this meet sheet, you're going to get the agenda for the meeting. It's going to have the client balances and positions, their gains, losses, contributions, distributions, RMD, systematic payouts, the portfolio allocation, the ages of the clients, their service schedule, the annuity riders, advisor preferences, as well as then the entire agenda for the meeting. So really you're never going to miss anything again, because this has all been prepared for you in advance to make sure you miss nothing. Again, our key point presentation is a proprietary and interactive experience for the client. So this is a PowerPoint presentation. And so this is client-facing. It's going to be easy to understand. There's interactive charts, and it is printable for the client to take home. So again, you're going to now have something that's going to be different than the client has ever seen. It's going to be interactive, and it's going to be very professional, done on whether it be your laptop, an iPad, or a big screen. You're going to be able to walk the client through this presentation. Some examples of some supplementary documents that we use are Morningstar reports, PMT reports, Social Security Analyzer, and a tax control triangle. So our client meeting preparation fee is $50 to $75 per case for our basic client meeting preparation, which includes the advisor meet sheet. That's $50. And if you want the client-facing edition, which is the PowerPoint presentation, then each case is $75, so an additional $25 per case. You must contract for at least 5 cases per week. The arrangement is paid through the franchise consulting agreement. On average, advisors have contracted 7 cases per week with us. And then our contract will be reviewed on a regular basis and will be adjusted as necessary. So if you're contracting for 7 cases, we know that some weeks you might give us 5, some weeks you might give us 9. We want to be able to average 7 over the course of the year. But if we're finding that you're regularly over or regularly under, then we'll make an adjustment to the contract. So what are some of the expected outcomes with our outsourcing services? So if we go back to, comparing golf clubs to advice, the 5 elements on the left are addressed on the right. So our method of personalized details makes the clients feel heard. Clients walk into a carefully planned and prepared meeting with a consistent, well-formatted, tangible document. Outsourcing allows you to reallocate your time to other client-facing services. Our process allows you to review meetings ahead of delivery, make changes, and prepare yourself for a maximally impactful presentation. And we use your preferences along with our own proven methods to deliver consistent, high-quality deliverables every single time. We have a team of fully licensed staff that really integrate and become part of your team. So they're going to learn your preferences and prepare all of your documents with accuracy and consistency. We have some members of our team that are MBAs and CFPs and CRPCs and hold licenses as paraplanners. So we have a well-seasoned staff to help prepare you for whether it be your client appointments or your financial plans. So really our goal is for you to be 100% organized, 100% prepared, and 100% effective. We want that to be the case for every client interaction. So we want to turn your intangible service into a tangible product through the products and the services that we create for your deliverable. So what I'd like to do now is open it up to some questions. And there's 2 ways that you can ask a question. The first, well, in both cases, you go to the GoToWebinar control panel, and you can either type in a question, and I'll read the question and do my best to answer it, and I'll include Shane at this time, or you can raise your hand, and at that point what I'll do is I'll unmute your telephone line, and you'll be able to ask the question directly. So while we're waiting for some courageous people to either type a question or raise their hand, I'm going to ask Shane some questions here. So Shane, do you have to do both financial planning and client meeting preparation services together, or can they be done independently?
They can be done independently. You can sign up for either service individually. What we do find is if you do both of them together, that it is a pretty seamless service between the two, and you're able to use information from, we're able to use information from one service to the other, making your financial plans more prepared through client meeting prep and the other way around.
And the second question I've already kind of addressed, and that is, what if you have a different number of client meetings each week? So as I mentioned, if you contract for 7 and you do 5 one week and 9 the next week, that's fine as long as we're averaging 7 over time, and we'll adjust the contract if needed. What we don't want, though, is to have, if you're contracting for 7, one week and 13 the next week, because it's a little bit difficult for us to get through 13 cases in the time allotted if we weren't prepared for that. So we do want to try to have some consistency in the number of appointments. And then the last question is, how does KMG have access to all of my client data? Someone on our team, on our outsourcing team, will sign the OBO form that would give them access to your clients using the on behalf of form through Ameriprise. Well, at this point, it looks like we don't have any questions from our viewers, so I would like to thank everyone for taking the time out of today to watch today's presentation. If you'd like to schedule a free 30-minute consultation, you can give us a call at 888-848-3349. You can contact Shane directly. You can see his information on the bottom right-hand corner, sharvey@keymanagementgrp.com, and that's our website address as well, keymanagementgrp.com. I hope you found today's webinar helpful and informative, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.